When I was 12 years old, my family moved into a house that wasn't finished. That's what my father said, anyway. It just needs some fixing up, he told my mum, as we stood in the living room surrounded by dust and the smell of old wood. It's solid. The house was 2 stories tall, with narrow hallways and walls that seemed slightly uneven, like they'd been opened before, patched open again. My room was upstairs at the end of the hall, and the first night we slept there, I heard the knocking. 3 knocks, slow, hollow, like someone tapping from inside the wall. I sat up in bed and held my breath. Knock, knock, knock. It wasn't loud. It wasn't aggressive. It was careful. I told myself it was pipes. Old houses make noise. Everyone knows that. Then it happened again. But this time, it came from behind my bed. The next morning, I told my dad. He laughed. Probably rats. Rats don't knock 3 times. That night, I stayed awake. I turned off my lights and lay still, staring at the ceiling. Midnight passed, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Then, knock, knock from the wall behind my head. I didn't move, and then something happened that made my skin crawl. I heard it again, but not from the wall, from under my bed. Knock, knock, the exact same rhythm, like something had moved. Pi pulled the covers over my head and stayed that way until morning. The next day, I checked under my bed. Nothing. No scratches, no holes, no signs of anything. But when I pressed my ear to the wall behind my pillow, I thought I heard breathing. Slow, patient, waiting. A week passed. The knocking happened every night. Always 3 knocks. Always moving. Wall, floor, closet. One night, I got angry. I don't know why. Maybe I was tired of being scared. So when it knocked again from inside my closet door, knock, 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 I whispered, stop, silence. For the first time, there was no second sound, no movement. I felt a strange relief, until something whispered back, open. It was faint. So faint, I almost convinced myself I imagined it. Then the closet door handle slowly turned, but didn't open, just turned and stopped. The next morning, I told my mum. She didn't laugh like my dad. She just stared at the wall behind my bed. Don't answer it, she said quietly. That was all. Don't answer. That night, the knocking started early, not at midnight. At 10:47 p.m., I remember because I was watching the clock. Knock, knock from the wall. Then knock, knock, knock from inside the wall. Not behind it, inside it, like it was closer, like something was crawling through the hollow space between the beams. Then I heard scratching, slow dragging, above me, inside the ceiling, moving toward the corner, where the wall meets the closet. Then silence. I didn't sleep at all. The next day, I noticed something I hadn't seen before. Behind my bed, near the baseboard, there was a thin crack in the paint, a long vertical line, like a seam. I touched it. The wall felt colder there. That night, I pushed my bed away from the wall, just a little, enough to see the crack clearly. Midnight came. Nothing. I started to relax. Then, knock, right behind the crack. Just one, not three. I didn't breathe. Knock, closer to the floor. Knock, closer to me. The crack in the paint began to widen, just slightly, like pressure was pushing from the other side. Bend, a whisper. Not open, not this time. It said my name, softly, from inside the wall. I ran. I didn't care how ridiculous it looked. I ran to my parents' room. My dad followed me back with a flashlight. He looked at the crack. He tapped the wall. Solid. He pressed it. Nothing. Then knock, knock, from inside. My father froze. We both heard it. His face changed. He didn't laugh. He didn't say rats. He just stared. Then the knocking came from the other side of the room. Behind him, knock, knock, knock. He turned. He'd moved again. Knock, knock, knock. Inside the ceiling, like it was circling us. My dad grabbed me and pulled me out of the room. We slept in the living room that night. The next morning, my dad tore into the wall. Hammer, crowbar, dust everywhere. He ripped through the drywall behind my bed. There was nothing. No wires, no pipes, no space. Just brick, solid brick. No hollow area at all. No room for anything to move. But as he stood there, confused, knock, knock, knock from inside the brick. We both heard it, clear as day, from inside solid stone. My dad dropped the hammer. We moved out 3 days later. Left most of the furniture behind. My parents never talked about it again. They said the foundation had issues. That was the official reason. But here's the part I've never told anyone. The last night in that house, as I lay in the living room, surrounded by boxes, I heard it one more time. Not from the walls, not from the floor, not from the ceiling, but from inside my suitcase. Knock, knock, knock. Slow, patient, careful. And when we arrived at the new house, I didn't unpack right away, because sometimes late at night I still hear it. 3 knocks from somewhere very close, waiting for me to answer.